this is all the places that Lawrence. They're all the places that Lawrence was to.
Yeah.
So sorry, I didn't get that in camera now when you're telling me about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you've been around. This is like you've been around all here.
Yes, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then you were down here as well. What's
That's
the?
Gambia.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
right.
Gambia.
Yeah.
And that only looks like a tiny amount of travel. But the thing is, the travel was so slow. You know, that like if you did 20 miles in a day, you were going a long way.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
because you're talking about getting little mini buses, getting connections, and half of that was on dirt roads.
Oh.
And on the dirt roads, there's no transport. Of course, there's no public transport at all. And what I did was, I held up something like a €5 note, which is a lot of money over there.
Yeah.
And I held the note up, and I hitched with my other hand. and one fella stopped in a tractor and trailer, and I gave him the money, and he carried me on a tractor and trailer, no old tractor and trailer now, for 5 or 6 miles. Another fella carried me in the back of a motorbike, and then finally a car stopped, and I gave him all the €5, you know.
Yeah.
But €5 over there, that would be a week's wages, you know. So, but like I was stuck, and it worked. It really worked, you know.
And that was in which country?
That was Gambia. But
Gambia.
like when you go halfway across Gambia, you're on a road, and then there's dirt roads, very very pothole dirt roads, and then when you're at the end, there's not even roads. You're going through kind of bush, you know, and you're going whatever way you can go, you know, like the way I went, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the way, yeah.
And just looking at all the other places you've
But
been.
you should go there. You should go there. Most people speak English.
Yeah.
Most people speak English. It's 90% Muslim, but they're the loveliest Muslims you ever came across. Do you know that with their Muslim, there's no devil. There's no devil. There's no. Everything is good. Like their Messiah, whatever you call it, like is all. Everything is love and good,
Yeah.
and it's part of their religion to welcome you. And I'd be in villages up there, and the headman would come out, and you're wondering like, when is he going to ask for money or what, you know? And there's none of that.
Oh.
He was genuinely welcoming you into the village.
Yes.
And of course, there's no place to stay.
Yeah.
And I stayed in schools, and I stayed in one place.
Yeah.
And you know, there was shit in the walls.
Oh, that's
No,
for
it's-
the heat. Yeah, the heat to keep the heat in the house, wasn't it, or something?
Well, I know where over the bed there was shit up on the walls. I saw it, and I was so tired. I just fell asleep. But I'm sure there was rats and everything in that you know. And yeah, and then another place. I was lucky because another place, the police offered me a cell.
To give you a cell.
No, they offered it to me.
What did they?
Yeah, they said if you're stuck, you know, this is
That was-
yeah. I should have taken it, but it was like early in the day, and I ended up getting sorted, you know, wherever I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I see a thing there over your head. I just caught my eye up there like that. The little thing up there.
this fella here,
Yeah. What's that?
I bought him in your shop, right?
All right.
Bought him in the shop, and I think it's a puppet. I think
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think there was a time when there was a puppet. I can't remember the name, but there was a puppet place beside me.
Yeah.
No, there was puppets living, puppeteers, like they were
Oh
living
yeah,
beside
yeah,
me.
Yeah.
And I'd say that was for a particular show, and when the show was over, they handed it into the shop, you know.
Okay, yeah.
So I
And
think that,
you have your longboard there, you see.
yeah, and I got this morning now. I got a bad fall. I've fallen. That's the third fall now. But this morning it was heavy.
Yeah.
The board went out from under me, and I fell right on my back. Bang, you know.
I told you about that.
And I cuts here on my elbows. So
Yeah, it's time to give up the longboard now, Lawrence.
no, I'm not giving up, but I'm going to wear the safety gear again.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
I am. Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm going to wear that safety gear again because I thought it was over falls. I was sure it was over falls. You know, I mean, I got them at the beginning, and you
Yeah.
expect to, you know.
Yeah, well, look, you're at the
That-
age now, you don't want
that-
to be getting them at all.
I tell you what it was. It was just like if you're cycling and you missed the pedal.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. I like 1 minute it was grand, and next minute I was flat in my back.
Wow,
You know,
you're lucky.
flat in my
You're
back.
lucky.
Yeah.
I see you have
Yeah.
some other places on the map as well that you were to.
Oh yeah.
You were
yeah.
over here. Where's this? Oh, this is
That's Thailand.
yeah, Thailand, right.
I did into Thailand, into Malaysia,
Okay, and then
and I did 2 separate winters in
India.
India.
yeah, okay.
And like that looks like a small area.
yeah,
But see again, when you're in a train and you're only doing 15, 20 miles an hour,
yeah.
things that, you know, like
Did you run it or what? You said you were in training. I thought you were running in there or something.
that's a huge distance.
It is
that doesn't
huge.
look it now, but
It
that
is
is a
huge
huge
distance. It is huge distance. It is.
you know,
It is
yeah.
actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
it sure is.
yeah.
But you were then you were up here as well. in
Yeah,
there.
that was a journey from Moscow to St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
I did that by train, an overnight
Okay,
train trip.
up here. Yeah,
Yeah, that was. I came into Norway, yeah,
yeah,
and I went up to Boden.
yeah. You've been
It's
in.
up in the north. you
You've
know.
been in a lot of places. You were in Sudan. Sure, you were born
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
You were
that's
born in
right,
Sudan,
yeah,
weren't
yeah.
you?
Yeah, that really shouldn't be there because I did that trip from Juba up to Egypt. I did that when I was 11 years old.
11.
11, yeah. So like in a way that doesn't count, you know. But I put it in. I put it in.
Sure, you were
anyway,
there. Sure, it counts. Sure, when you were there. in
yeah,
Dunners?
yeah. But it's yeah.
How long did you spend in Sudan?
10 years.
10
years. I went over when I was 1 and came back when I was 11. Yeah.
Well, that's where you showed me the
Yes.
rhino horn, where you're out killing.
Yes. Yeah.
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 You're a rhino hunter, were you?
No. My father just had that, you know. So it's up there somewhere now.
Yeah, I seen it the last time, the last
But-
video we done. I seen it.
Well, what Elizabeth? I was on to Elizabeth last night, and I went from Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the map there. I went down to the Ohio River. We took the canoe down to the Ohio River, 200 miles, and then we did about 400 or 500 or 600 miles along the Ohio to there, right? To a place called Madison.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go over there. I want to do it this summer.
Yeah.
Hello? I want to go over there. I want to buy a cruiser. I want to take it across to a place called Cairo. Cairo is where the Ohio joins the Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to come down the Mississippi to New Orleans and then sell the boat down there.
Okay.
And hopefully get my money back.
Yeah.
So that was my
Cool.
plan, but we Googled it. She Googled and I Googled it.
Yeah.
And on the Mississippi, there's only 2 stops. There's only 2 places on the whole length of the Mississippi that you can get off on.
Mm.
Like it's all mud banks, you see, mud banks. And if you stepped out of the boat into the mud, you just sink. You'd sink.
Okay.
And
Wow.
like I know them, you know.
Yeah.
So there's only 2 of them, but she looked up another from there, from Cairo. There's a river called the Tennessee
Waltz.
Dundallee River,
Tennessee Waltz.
and it's another river. It just runs parallel,
Mm.
right, the whole way down. So the Tennessee River comes in here, and then the Dundallee River comes here, and they built a canal between the 2 of them, and that's got stops everywhere, people boating on it, you know, whereas on the Mississippi it's all big barges and ships
Cool.
and no pleasure, you know, no pleasure. But like if you did the Mississippi run, there's 1 stop and the next stop is nearly 500 miles away. So it means carrying food, fuel. Imagine carrying enough fuel for 500 miles. You know, I mean, you couldn't do it. You know. So I'm thinking of that. I'm thinking of buying the cruiser, and going across,
Yeah.
and down this alternative route, and then when I get down to Alabama, selling it.
Sell it, yeah.
And I'd be prepared to take a loss on it, you know.
Yeah,
So
fair play.
so
Okay.
that's the story. You know.
You're a busy man, Lawrence. Okay.
But
Well,
it'd be a wonderful trip, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, and you'd be off any commercial trail, and you'd be, you know, I think it could be a gorgeous trip, and I give myself a couple of months to do it, you know.
I'll cut it at that now.
Huh?
I'll cut it here at that now.
Yeah.
Say bye bye. Ciao, ciao. All of us.
From the one-toothed President, Mr. President, one-toothed society.